Vanaprastha comes from the word vana.
Forest.
You enter into the forest for deeper spiritual realizations. Jnana Yoga is characterized by inner joy.
You know, in our common understanding, jnana means...
See, the word knowledge, actually, strictly speaking, it kind of refers to realized knowledge. When a person is a Jnana Yogi, that implies that such a person has realized Jnana.
It is the ultimate part of it, not really the process of attaining.
Realized knowledge, what is the difference between theoretical knowledge and realized? Theoretical knowledge is theoretical knowledge. Why? Because a lot of times you know something, but still you don't act according to that knowledge. You're through and through living it. That is a state of jnana. Correct?
So it is not just awareness of the knowledge.
It's not
just daily or continuous practicing of that knowledge.
Practice.
Implementing it.
Yes. Living that knowledge. Living that knowledge.
Okay.
But even when it comes to realized knowledge, even realized knowledge starts with theoretical understanding, right, of the human form of life. We need to gain knowledge. Try to control the senses at the level of the senses. But at the level of intelligence, we need to cultivate. That knowledge will be eventually realized. But initially it is theoretical knowledge. So Krishna is going to explain about that knowledge now in the next chapter. Because this knowledge is essential to safeguard ourselves against karma so that we progress on the path of karma yoga. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan maname pra manurikshvake. I first gave it to the sun god Vivasvan. Vivasvan gave it to Manu. Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. If you have heard about it, Ikshvaku
That's
is
the Ram dynasty.
Yes. Manurikshvake Bhavit. So Vivasvan, Krishna gave it to Vivasvan.
Nice.
So this is called a Parampara. Krishna giving this knowledge to Vivasvan, Vivasvan passing it on to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku. Passing down of information. See, the appearance and disappearance of Krishna and his incarnations are compared to the appearance and disappearance of the sun. See, in the morning we see the sun rise. Doesn't mean that before it rose in the morning it didn't exist. Yeah. See, actually, it can be very confusing.
Yeah.
See, this is very interesting. And then you feel frustrated. It's not. So many people I have come across. There's a Gita पढ़ा कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, छोड़ दिया.
ऊपर से निकल
गया, छोड़ दिया. This is a big obstacle. You get frustrated and you leave it.
Welcome to the fourth chapter, you know, as we progress our journey. In the third one, we saw that it's all about karma yoga, you know, reaching that phase of self-joy without ego. And only then can you graduate to the next standard, which is the jnana yoga piece, really. That is moving to probably, if I were to use an analogy, a forest, really. That's what we discussed in the last chapter, if you see. And I guess in this chapter, Krishna talks about the fact that whenever there is a reduction in righteousness or increase in unrighteousness, he comes down to the earth in varying forms. He is performing his basic duty, his karma, really, without expecting anything in return, but basically to do away with the unrighteousness, really. And I think he makes very interesting distinctions between karma, vikarma, and akarma also in this chapter, really. So over to you to guide us through the jnana yoga part, really.
So you rightly mentioned the point that jnana yoga is technically entering the forest. So that is why the third stage in the human life after brahmacharya ashram, grahastha ashram is the vanaprastha.
Vanaprastha, yes.
Vanaprastha.
Yeah.
Vanaprastha comes from the word vana.
Forest.
You enter into the forest for deeper spiritual realizations. So, see, in order to come to the level of jnana, jnana yoga is characterized by inner joy and also characterized by inner knowledge.
Mm. You know, in our common understanding, jnana means ultimately knowledge.
Yes. See, the word knowledge, it can refer to, actually, strictly speaking, it kind of refers to realized knowledge.
I see.
So when a person is a jnana yogi, that implies that such a person has realized jnana. See what
It is the ultimate part of it, not really the process of attaining.
realized knowledge, what is the difference between theoretical knowledge and realized knowledge? Theoretical knowledge is theoretical knowledge. Why? Because a lot of times you know something, but still you don't act according to that knowledge. Realized knowledge means you are living that
Practicing
knowledge.
it also.
You're living it. You're realized it. You're through and through living it. That is the stage of realization. That is stage of jnana. Correct.
So it is not just awareness of the knowledge.
It's not
It's
just awareness.
daily or continuous practicing of that knowledge.
Practicing,
implementing it.
Yes. Living that knowledge. Living that knowledge.
Okay.
So, but even when it comes to realized knowledge, even realized knowledge starts with theoretical understanding, correct? Theoretical knowledge. And as we saw in the last part of the 3rd chapter, Krishna is explaining how to conquer over karma, which is the big enemy of the human form of life. We need to gain knowledge. Try to control the senses at the level of the senses, but at the level of intelligence, we need to cultivate knowledge.
Like we said, it is two-ended. Both parts must be in action.
Yes. So, that knowledge will be eventually realized, but initially it is theoretical knowledge. So, Krishna is going to explain about that knowledge now in the next chapter, because this knowledge is essential to safeguard ourselves against karma so that we progress on the path of karma yoga and we come to the level of jnana, which is realization of this knowledge. So, Krishna is telling to whom he has given this knowledge prior to Arjuna. That's how he starts.
I see.
Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan maname pra manurikshvakayo bravit. This knowledge of yoga, I first gave it to the sun god Vivasvan.
I see.
Vivasvan gave it to Manu.
Mm-hmm.
Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. If you have heard about it, Ikshvaku
That's
is
the Ram dynasty.
Yes.
Dashrath and before.
Yes.
Ancestors.
Ikshvaku is an ancestor in the Raghuvamsha,
Raghuvansh.
the sun, solar dynasty. Manurikshvakya bhavit. Correct? So Vivasvan, Krishna gave it to Vivasvan. Vivasvan gave it to Manu, Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. And then Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshishyo viduha kasale sakalene hamata yogo nashta parantapa. So in this way, this knowledge was received in parampara.
I see.
So this is called a parampara. Krishna giving this knowledge to Vivasvan, Vivasvan passing it on to
Ishvaku or what?
Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku. So this is passing down of information, passing down of knowledge. It's called parampara. And this knowledge was especially meant for the Raja Rishis. Krishna is telling. Raja is king and Rishi is a sage. Sage-like king, a saintly king.
I see.
See, we require saintly kings. So in the olden times, this knowledge was given to the saintly kings. So when the saintly kings digested it, they were able to rule over the citizens in a righteous way. See, once the king is enlightened with the proper path of dharma, then the king can rule over the citizens in such a way that they are taken care of both materially and spiritually.
Correct. And dharma flourishes.
Dharma flourishes and material life also flourishes. See, that is why this Gita knowledge is especially meant for people who are occupying leadership positions. It's meant for such people. You are also Raj Rishi.
Used to be. But you know, each one of us is a leader in it, like I said, in our respective cohorts.
Yes.
Some or the other form, we are leaders always.
Why I told you this is because you have a very powerful spiritual bent of mind. At the same time, you are holding very powerful positions in the corporate world. So you
Used
are,
to, like I said, used to.
yeah, used to.
Now I have that powerful position at home.
Still, the influence is still there. So the point here is, when Rajarishis have it, they can influence others and help so many others. Correct. Now, another important word in this particular verse is Parampara. This is how Vedic knowledge has to be received in Parampara. Vedic knowledge is to be received in Parampara. That means a chain. Now, Vivaswan acted as a guru to Manu. Then Manu became a guru himself and gave it to his disciple Ikshvaku.
Yeah.
See, this is how any knowledge is received, not just Vedic knowledge.
So it's not about sequential dynasties. It's also about Guru Shishya.
Guru Shishya.
That's why the word Parampara is
Parampara, Guru Shishya Parampara. See, this is exactly how any knowledge is received, right? If you have to gain knowledge in the modern world, you go to a university. So in the university, what's happening is the same Parampara.
Yeah. These days we go to GenAI, ChatGPT. That is, about 5 years back it used to be Google Guru. Now it is ChatGPT Guru.
Yes, that's true. But when you have to verify some knowledge, a verified knowledge, we have understanding that it is coming through a parampara, a university in the modern day world. University means what? See, in a university, for example, a university, what makes a university is there is a check and balance system there. A professor in a university can't come up with a new idea and start teaching to students.
Yeah.
Not possible. Even if he comes up with something new, that has to go through
establish the veracity.
Yeah, it has to. The veracity has to be established through the university's board. And once that is established, then it is taught. So there's a check and balance system. Because it's serious, correct? So you can't allow some random people, their random ideas to float around. So this is the parampara system.
So two aspects of the parampara, the way I look at it now. One is a guru shishya. So you necessarily need someone to clarify your doubts. But the parampara also ensures that only the correct things are transmitted. Incorrect things or inappropriate things are not transmitted.
There's a filtering system.
Filtering mechanism.
There is a check and balance system. You see, even in the modern day world, Wikipedia is considered to be, people trust Wikipedia more or less. You know, when you want to gain some knowledge, you go to Wikipedia, especially when there is a contradiction. One website says one thing, another website says some other thing, and you want to verify things. Generally, people refer to what makes Wikipedia something distinguished is because you have to quote authority there. Correct? So, when there is a check and balance system, that makes any system of knowledge more authentic.
Authentic, I guess. Yes.
Authentic. Yeah. So, that is why, see, in the modern day world, there is a big problem even when it comes to spiritual knowledge. Most people don't realize the importance of
Guru.
Following a parampara.
Parampara, yeah.
Not just a guru, it's about the parampara. Parampara means a long, unbroken lineage. See, it's not that I can go tomorrow and say that I am also starting a university. It's no joke.
Yeah.
University has to be government approved. So similarly, even if somebody claims to belong to a parampara, that parampara has to be authorized by the Vedic scriptures.
Yeah. I think it's very popular phenomena in music, actually.
Yes.
That's how it got passed from Guru to Shishya. Right?
Guru to Shishya. And there is authenticity and purity maintained.
Right.
And it's interesting here that when you go to a university, a few things are happening here. First is, there are the university textbooks. Then there is the professors in the university. And then there is a guide. Now, when we first go to a university, at that time, we don't have much knowledge about the subject. So, we rely on the professors to understand the textbooks. And through the textbooks, we understand the professors also. Isn't it? They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
See, it's like when I first went to IIT Bombay, the general tendency of any naive student is to look upon all professors as gods.
Yeah. No, they are.
They are. But still, once you understand the subject more thoroughly, but at the same time, once you gain some knowledge of that subject, then you are able to make distinctions. This professor is expert in this area, this another professor is expert in that area. You are able to gauge the professor also based on the knowledge that you have gained.
Yeah.
So, but how did you gain knowledge? With the help of the professors and with the help of the textbooks. And with the help of the professors, you understand the textbooks better. With the help of the textbook, you understand the professor better.
Correct.
And in due course of time, as you pass year after year after year, then when you become more advanced, then you accept a guide. So similarly, in the Vedic study, the textbooks are the scriptures. The sadhus, or the people who teach sadhus are the people who teach these textbooks, and they're like the professors. And the guru is like the guide. Now the guide, professors, they all come in parampara, but they all play their respective roles.
Got it.
Isn't it? So, the way in which we understand spiritual knowledge exactly parallels the way in which modern educational system is
It also
received.
works, yeah.
Isn't it? Now, in the modern day world, when we see that a lot of times, we see that people who are interested in spirituality, they tend to go to extremes. There is one section of people who say, enough of all these saints and gurus. Even if I have to study the scriptures, I'll learn it on my own. And there is another extreme of people who say that I can't read the textbooks on my own. Whichever sadhu they meet, they'll bow down to them and they'll blindly listen to whatever they say. But actually, the middle path, which is a balanced path, is to go both by the textbooks and the professors. So, the sadhus will help you understand the scriptures. At the same time, it is very important for us to learn the scriptures ourselves also.
Correct.
And if we have to further progress, we have to rise to the next level and accept a guru also in due course of time. And that point will also come in this particular chapter later on, in the 4th chapter, the importance of accepting a guru. But the importance of accepting a parampara is very beautifully explained here. So, Krishna is telling here, Sa kalene hamata yogo nashta parantapa. In due course of time, this parampara was lost.
Oh, it was lost.
It was lost.
I see.
And Krishna is telling Arjuna here that I am going to start a parampara anew. Now, Krishna can do it. Why? Because he is God.
He's original.
Because he is the source of all knowledge. Ordinary person can't start a parampara, but Krishna can. So here, and Krishna is telling Arjuna, why I am choosing you as a first recipient of this knowledge in this new parampara. So evayam mayatidya, that very ancient science. So evayam mayatidya yoga prokta puratana, the ancient science of yoga, which is puratana, very ancient. I'm telling this to you. Why? Because you got 2 qualifications. Bhakto si me sakacheti. You're my devotee. Bhakto si me sakacheti. You're my devotee and also my sakha. Friend. So, and so he says in the next line, Rahasyam hayetad uttamam. This uttama rahasya, the secret of all secrets, you can understand it because you have these 2 qualifications. Now, how is Bhagavad Gita a secret? Because it's an open secret. It's available for everybody. But the point here is, as I said, there's a difference between theoretical knowledge and realized knowledge. For knowledge to go from the level of theory to realization, we need to take these 2 qualifications seriously. Bhakta means an attitude of submission towards God.
Correct. Yeah. Acceptance that someone is superior.
Yes. See, if you think in terms of, even in an ordinary university.
Follower. Basic, simple meaning is follower.
Follow.
So you have to follow someone who is appropriate.
Someone who is more knowledgeable, right? Even in the ordinary educational system, if the student thinks that I know more than the professor, can the student learn anything? Very difficult. So, bhakto sime, and some personal relationship with God at some level.
Friendship.
At some level, a acceptance that God is my friend and well-wisher. And I'm subordinate to God.
And we saw in the first chapter, he was a friend who graduated and said, I'm a disciple now.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
end of the first chapter.
Yes.
That was there. Yes.
So Krishna is telling, this is your qualification to understand this knowledge here. Now Arjuna, he's a bhakta. He is a follower of Krishna. But being a follower doesn't mean you accept everything blindly also.
I see.
He questions immediately. See, this is very important to understand here. See, oftentimes people have this understanding that following the Vedas is dogmatic. No. Following the Vedas means submissiveness, 100%, as I said. Water can flow only from a higher level to a lower level. Similarly, knowledge can flow only from a higher level to a lower level. So that acceptance of subordination is necessary. But at the same time, we need to apply our own intelligence also to understand that knowledge further.
Acceptance of everything blindly also is not good enough.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Submission doesn't mean blind acceptance.
Correct.
See, Arjuna is submissive. At the same time, see, when Krishna completes giving the complete knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita towards the end, he says that Vimarshetad asheshena yatechasi tata kuru. I have given this knowledge to you, Arjuna. Now deliberate on it fully.
I see.
Deliberate on the knowledge that I have given you fully. And after having deliberated on the knowledge that I have given you, yatechasi tata kuru. Do as you think it is appropriate.
I see.
So Krishna says, it's up to you what you want to do. I have given the knowledge. Once you gain the knowledge, it's your duty to process it and implement it. I am not going to force you to implement that knowledge. But to gain that knowledge, submission is required. See how balanced it is. To gain that knowledge, submission is required. But submission doesn't mean that
full acceptance.
Doesn't mean that you will be forced to apply it in your life.
Yeah.
Doesn't imply that you don't contemplate on it, you don't analyze it.
Interestingly, it also requires that much maturity in the guru. I am imparting knowledge. I should not expect that everything will be taken the way I have given it. That other person who is taking my knowledge also will apply his or her mind and, use it appropriately. What he or she thinks is right.
This is the qualification of a guru actually in the Vedic system. See, if God doesn't take away free will from you, even Guru can't take away free will from you. So the thought that Vedic systems are dogmatic is ridiculous. The Gita absolutely disproves it. So Arjuna, he immediately asked this question to Shri Krishna, that the sun god Vivaswan, you said that first you gave this knowledge to Vivaswan, but the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed the science to him?
His questioning is
asking, we are born together, and suddenly you are saying that you gave this knowledge to sun god. How come this is happening here? So Krishna, see, this is one place. It's one of the first places in the Mahabharata wherein Krishna's divinity comes out writ large. It's
he himself mentions it.
He himself speaks about
time, right?
Yes. He says, many births both you and I have passed. He's telling Arjuna. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, or subduer of the enemy. See, we all are taking birth again and again. We discussed this earlier. But we tend to forget. But God never forgets. So, then he says, although I am unborn, and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. That he says that, see, the body of God is different from our body in the sense that the scriptures explain. Prakritim swam adhisthaya. This is a little technical subject. Maybe we'll discuss when we are discussing Jnana Yoga. We'll discuss this further. But our body is material, but God's body is spiritual. See, there's a difference between our spirit and our body. Our spirit is spiritual, but the body is material. But when it comes to God, His spirit through and through.
The body and the spirit is...
There's no difference. Krishna is absolute spirit. So, although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, that's why he's telling. And although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in in every millennium in my original transcendental form. And then the famous verses. Yadaa Yadaa hi dharmassyaa glanir bhavati bhavarata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of religion, at that time I descend myself. So, one of the reasons why Sri Krishna descended was to impart this knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita.
Correct.
Because this is talk about dharma that is happening here. So, whenever there is decline in religious practice, I come.
And probably, like he says, there is decline, significant decline in righteousness or dharmic practices. That is why
He is
said,
coming.
"Come." Yes.
And then he explains further about his incarnation, about his avatar. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya ja dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So Krishna is telling Arjun, see, the appearance and disappearance of Krishna and his incarnations are compared to the appearance and disappearance of the sun. See, in the morning we see the sun rise. Doesn't mean that before it rose in the morning it didn't exist.
I see. Yes, interesting.
And after it sets in the evening doesn't mean
It has vanished.
It has vanished. It has vanished to our vision. It might be vanished from our vision, but it is rising in some other place. Similarly, Krishna is telling here, just because you see me taking birth in the
This
womb of,
yug or that yug.
in the womb of Devaki, doesn't mean that before that I didn't exist. I am like the sun who come every now and
He
then.
is always there.
He is always there.
You see me once in a while.
Once in a while. So this is the, and why he appears for these purposes, Krishna is telling here. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not upon leaving the body take birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, Arjun. So simply by understanding the transcendence of God, Krishna explains here, the divyata, janma karma, the divyata of his birth, the divyata of his activities, in truth, tattvataha, you become eligible for liberation from material bondage. And then he says, Vitaraga bhekroda manmaya mamupashrita bhavo jnanadapasa puta madbhavamagata. Being freed from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me. Madbhavam, they developed bhava, emotions for me. Very interesting. Vita, Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. In order to progress on the spiritual path, we have to give up these three things predominantly. These are big impediments on the spiritual path. One is Raga, attachment. We discussed this extensively.
Yes. Fear.
And there is Bhaya.
What is Vit? Vit is what?
Vita, giving up.
Giving.
Freed from.
Okay.
So Vita, Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. Now, Bhaya is fear of transcendental life. See, this is a little more deeper subject matter. Maybe we'll be discussing it in the future chapters here. Bhaya is, see, in material life, we have experienced a lot of burns or miseries or suffering. And there is a tendency to think that as long as I have individualism, even if I become spiritual, as long as I maintain individualism, I'll be subjected to these miseries. There is a tendency to equate individualism to misery. And so there is a bhaya, a fear of continuing in the spiritual path as an individual. So that is why people have, a lot of times people have this understanding, a misconception of ending that individuality after liberation. It's like a spiritual suicide. You cease to exist. A lot of people have this misunderstanding of liberation as ceasing to exist. But actual true liberation is not about ceasing to exist. Liberation is about purifying your existence from the material to the spiritual. And we are scared of spiritual existence because we have got baggage of material existence.
Or we are attached to the material existence.
No.
You find comfort in the
No.
material existence.
Now we have a misconception that individuality means misery. So that is bhaya. Anyway, we will be discussing it further when we go further. Raga, bhaya, krodha. This is very apparent. Krodha is very
anger.
easy
Yeah,
to
we saw
understand.
that also.
No, not that krodha here. This is different krodha here.
I see.
See, this krodha is you on the spiritual path. You go here and you find something here. You understand something. You go somewhere else and you find something else there which is contradictory to this. And you go to the third place and you see it contradicts the first two places also. So this leads to frustration on the spiritual, which is very practical.
I see.
So after we have gone through all these obstacles on the spiritual path, raga, bhaya, krodha, these are spiritual obstacles.
So this growth really is more of frustration.
Frustration on the spiritual journey also.
Like probably what Arjuna has been through.
Yeah, you can say from a certain perspective because he was confused between Artha Shastras, Dharma Shastras.
Correct. Yeah.
The contradictions between them.
And karma and jnana itself.
Yeah. See, actually, it can be very confusing.
Yeah.
See, this is very interesting. Without guidance, when you approach spirituality, it all seems to be a jumble.
Correct.
And then you feel frustrated. It's not. So many people I have come across. There's a Gita पढ़ा कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, छोड़ दिया.
ऊपर से निकल गया.
ऊपर से निकल गया, छोड़ दिया. This is a big obstacle. You get frustrated and you leave it. So Krishna is making a very pertinent point here. Vita raga bhaya krodha. And then manmaya mam upashrita. Mam upashrita. You take shelter of me. You absorb yourself in me. And through that you will be able to purify yourself, Krishna is telling. And then maybe we'll end this with this particular verse. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamyaham. Mama vartamano vartante manushya partha sarvasha. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pratha. See, Krishna, God, he reciprocates according to how you approach him. Now, this is true with any gentle person, isn't
Correct.
it?
Yeah.
You don't like anyone to force themselves upon you. So similarly, God is always present. To the extent we approach him, to that extent, he reciprocates.
I'm here when you need me.
Yeah, I'm here when you need me.
Okay.
Okay then,
Thank you. Thank you. Pranam.
Yeah.
Pranam.
We ended episode 10 and chapter 3 with the understanding of how karma or desires cloud our consciousness and the need to control karma by controlling the senses and by studying the scriptures. Episode 11 outlines the importance of Parampara and need for a bona fide spiritual guru. We talk about the distinction between theoretical knowledge and realized knowledge, both of which are important. Krishna mentions that he is starting a fresh parampara because of the progressive degradation of dharma over time, and for this he has chosen Arjun, because Arjun is not only a good friend but also a good devotee. For absorbing knowledge, we not only need an attitude of submission to God, but we also need some level of acceptance of the fact that God, like a friend, is our well-wisher. This is the first time in the Mahabharata that Krishna talks of his divinity. We also hear the famous verse, Yadaa Yadaa dharmassyaa. Krishna mentions that in order to progress spiritually, we need to give up material attachments, fear of following a transcendental path, and anger and frustrations due to contradictions in the spiritual path. For this, Krishna tells us to take shelter in Him and absorb ourselves in Him. Finally, we understand that God is always present for us and reciprocates according to how we approach Him.